Hey everyone, Caroline Beatty Day. Super excited to be here today. Welcome to Destined with Greatness podcast show. I'm excited that we are back, and most importantly, thank you everyone who's been supporting me actually since I started this podcast journey in 2020. And I'm so grateful I am back tonight, as I had said last week. So, tonight we'll be talking about how to recognize your unique purpose or your abilities, right? And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Caroline Beatty Day, and I am your host here at Destined with Greatness podcast show. And this is a space where we have real, raw, relevant conversations. And the reason why I actually started this was a God bathed podcast idea. And one of the things that I was actually so passionate about is really encouraging, educating, empowering you, my fellow viewers, so that the Lord may help you be established in your God given purpose. And tonight we'll be touching a little bit on purpose and how to recognize your purpose and your unique abilities or talents. And as I said, let me know if you have discovered why you are here. And one of the simplest definition for purpose is the reason why you are here. The reason why you are here. And a lot of us have heard on this social media space, whether it's YouTube or podcasts, or we've watched a show, or we've listened to one of our favorite leader talk about purpose. There have been so many messages about purpose. But let me ask you a very simple question. Have you discovered why you are here or not? Do you know the reason God created you? And I always go back to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, which talks about before I formed you, God says, I knew you and I set you apart for a specific reason. And it's so vitally important to know why you are here, because a lot of times, if you ever have felt stuck and stagnant in your life, one way or another, it could be you haven't quite discovered why you are here. And I want to jump right in. It's not going to be a long podcast. So we gave the simple definition of purpose, right? And we said it is the reason you were created. And I'm going to be reading a couple of things here, so pardon me. I always have my show notes, as you can see. And I'll be reading a few things for you. And feel free, let me know where you're from, or if you've discovered your purpose. And I also want to know if you are stuck and stagnant in discovering why you are here. I will help you with that. I'll be sharing. I think I've pinned the link where there are questions that will help you answer why you are here. So click on that link. I believe I posted it on the comment section. Okay, so let us dive right in. It's so important. For me, it took me going through tough season to really reflect and really have a self conversation. Why am I here or not? Because it has to be more than working. It has to be more than running a business. It has to be more than family or money or stuff or the things we accumulate. It has to be more than that. And one of the reasons I wanted to share a few definitions, it's so important to know your purpose, but also the talents that you possess, that you have within you, and also your abilities. Talent and abilities are kind of like the same, but I wanted to read a definition here. Talent refers to a natural aptitude or skill or capacity that an individual possesses. It's an inherent ability or potential that can be developed and honed through practice, right? And abilities, on the other hand, are the specific skills or competencies that a person acquires or develops throughout a learning experience. And unlike talents, which are often considered innate, abilities are acquired through deliberate effort and education. So those are important to possess. For you to be a doctor, obviously you have to go through school, a very intensive medical program, learn the skill, but also become very skillful, because I believe you do not want a doctor operating on you who has no experience, right? And this is acquired over time. And I also wanted to just lay a foundation of a couple of people that God used that had talent, abilities, and who also knew their purpose. One of my very favorite person that I always reference when I'm sharing my podcast or even having conversation, or even when I'm having my own quiet time, as I continue to develop as a person in business and in life, I love the story of Joseph, but also David in the Bible. We all know who David was. If you do not know who David was, take the time and read about his story in First Samuel. And David became the renowned king of Israel. And he possessed various talents and ability. He was a great psalmist, but he was also a songwriter, and he was also a great leader. So you can possess a whole bunch of talents and abilities that also play in in the importance of your purpose. David's musical talents not only brought him favor with King Saul, but also allowed him to compose many of the psalms that we read in the Bible. And we also know King Solomon. He was known for his wisdom, which was a special gift from God. And a lot of times, if you do not know what you are here for, ask the person who created you. He is your creator. He is your God. He is your Father. Ask him, what am I here on earth for? Can you show me what you put me on earth to do? Because it has to be more than just working. It has to be more than acquiring stuff. And the moment you discover what you're here for on earth, you start to live a more authentic life that has a direction, and also it gives you fulfillment in life that nothing else and no one else can fulfill. So I touched a little bit about Joseph, and he was the son of Jacob. But one thing I love about Joseph, he demonstrated exceptional administrative and interpersonal and interpretive abilities. His talent for interpreting dreams and his organization skills allowed him to rise to a position of power in Egypt. And he was number two. They say he was a prime minister. And we could go on and on and on. And even in the world today, we see a lot of exceptional people who have talent and abilities, but also those have played into them discovering why they're here or not. So I want to ask you a couple questions, and we'll finish as I ask the questions. Okay, so the title is How to Recognize Your Abilities or Your Unique Purpose and Talent. So, and I believe I put on the link there on the comment post a link where you can click on it and you will have access to the free questions that I'm going to be reading here today. But most importantly, just click on the link, get the questions, and take the time to answer them. Honestly, don't even try and edit your answer. Just answer those questions, and it will point you to that which you've been called to do. So the very first thing here, what are the skills and talents that come naturally to you? and we defined talent and skill. So, what are those talents and abilities that come naturally to you? So, what activities or tasks do you excel at or find joy in doing? What do others often compliment you on? Right? And I want you to consider your passion and your interest. What subjects, causes, or issues ignite a fire within you? What activities or topics do you often enjoy researching or learning about in your free time? What are those books that you're often reading about? Who are those people you follow on social media platforms that really are aligned with what ignites that fire in you? What are the podcasts that you tend to listen to, right? And who are those leaders in maybe your church or maybe your community that you feel drawn to? That gives you a clue of what your passion and your talents are. And how do you genuinely care about and want to make, actually, let me read that back. So we talked about what activities or topics do you enjoy researching or learning about in your free time, right? And what do you genuinely care about and want to make a positive impact on? What do you genuinely care about and want to make a positive impact on? And I'll give you an example. For me, I am really passionate about helping women uncover the obstacles that keep them stuck and stagnant so they can step into their greatness unapologetically. And how I came to discover this was I didn't even know before I even became a certified life coach. When I lived in Boston and even after having gotten married and moved to Texas, a lot of women would come and ask me, "Can you help me? Can you help me move from A to B?" And this would just come naturally to me. And I found so much joy, and I still find so much joy when I help a woman move from point A to B and see her flourish in that which she thought she could never step into, right? And I didn't even know that's coaching. For me, in my head, I was like, I just love to see women flourish and move from the sidelines of life and step into their greatness unapologetically with a little bit of my coaching, right? So think about who are those people that come to you and what help do they ask from you? You know, you could be someone who's very technical, and what are people coming to you for to solve their issues? The next thing I want you to do is assess your experiences and life journey. This right here is a huge, huge indicator of helping you realize what you're passionate about. Because a lot of times when you've not walked in certain shoes, you have no idea how to help people who are walking in certain shoes, so to speak. And for those of you who do not know me, I have shared my story of how I was actually in a very toxic relationship in my early 20s, which could have taken my life. And the moment I found my strength to get out and got the help I needed, one of the things I realized was God had birthed a ministry of helping me educate and empower women to let them know that you don't have to be stuck in a toxic place. And I would show them how to get the help they need. I would also do education and help them recognize some signs of a toxic relationship. Because a lot of times when you're in it, you don't even realize how toxic it is for you. But I also help them realize that there is life beyond the things that you thought would take you out, right? Because when you are walking through the valley, quote unquote, the valley of the shadow of death, it is so hard to see the other side. But when you have someone who's walked that road, that valley of shadow of death, and have come out on the other side, you're more inclined to listen to that person to help you get to the other side, right? So, in your life experiences, whatever life has put you through, if you've gone through and come out on the other side, how can you use your life to help others? How can you use your life story to empower others? How can you use your life story to educate others and let them know, hey, there's life beyond this situation that you're going through? And these are the strategies and the tools that I utilize that help me get safely whole and healed to the other side, right? So think about that and how you can apply that in helping others. But at the same time, this helps you discover part of what you are called to do, right? So, what life experiences have shaped you and taught you valuable lessons? It's vitally important to make sure that you don't just go through life, don't just go through tough seasons. Take the time to learn the lesson that that life experience is teaching you. Take the time to find out what was I meant to learn and who was I meant to become, or what did this season reveal about me, right? So that you do not have to repeat that same life experience. And then don't keep that to yourself, my friend. Use that and help others. So, what challenges have you overcome and what skills did you develop in the process? And before that situation that I went through, I was not one to encourage, I was not one to speak or coach people. That was not even anywhere in my dream or vision board. But it's amazing how some of the life experiences we go through point us to that which God has called us to be. The next question is, what knowledge or insight do you possess due to your unique background? So think about that life experience. Think about the challenges you've been through in life. Think about the things that you've overcome, right? What insights and knowledge did you gain through that? And then use that to help others. It could be through a coaching program, it could be through a webinar, it could be through speaking to young teenagers, speaking to young adults, helping them avoid some of the pitfalls you went through. And then the next thing I want us to do is identify the needs of others. Who are the people or groups that could benefit from your gifts and expertise? Remember, purpose is not for you. It is for you to help impact others' lives and change other people's lives. What problems or challenges do they face and how can you solve them? Right? And how can you use your skills and knowledge to make a meaningful difference in their lives? And then another thing, as we wind up, I want you to reflect on seeking feedback from others. This will help you in discovering those abilities and talents that are important and in terms of your purpose. So, who are the people in your life who know you well and can provide an honest insight? And remember, you need to be open to getting an honest feedback, and you may not like it, but be open, hear it, and understand what the feedback that they're giving you. Then ask them about your strength, what they perceive as your gift, and how they think you can contribute to help others. And then after you've done that, it's important to explore opportunities in the marketplace and what industries or sectors align with your passion and interests. And how can you use your unique skills and talents to add value in those areas? And most importantly, Research different career paths or entrepreneur ventures or volunteer opportunities that resonate with your calling. Because I believe a lot of times when you feel stuck and stagnant, whether you are in business or you are in your career or whatever life stage you may be, if you're feeling stuck and stagnant, could it be you haven't actually taken the time to know what your talents and abilities are and how these align with your calling? Because a classic example, we talked about David in the Bible. He spent a lot of time in the field. He spent a lot of time sharpening his skills, whether he was hunting or fighting giants, slaying Goliath, fighting to defend the children of Israel. He was being prepared, and the skills that he obtained in the field helped him become the leader that God had called him to be, or God had purposed for him to be, right? So make sure you take the time, and please click that link that I posted on there, and I pinned it on there. Take the time to answer the questions, some of the questions that I wrote down. I'm reading them here, and they're in a more detailed um, aspect. So click on those questions, answer them, because you do not want to be in the same spot that you're in the next 6 months. Because every quarter of the year, you want to make sure that you're taking time to assess, okay, how far have I come? What are the progress that I've made in my life, right? Who are the people that I'm impacting? Do people even know who I am? Have I taken the step of faith and come out on Facebook to share what I do? Get very clear in what you do. Because you could have your purpose, have even that business, have that skill, that ability. But if you do not put yourself out there and let people know who you are, they will not know who you are. So it will require you taking a step of faith, right? And it's a little uncomfortable, trust me. Every time I have to come online, I still get uncomfortable, but I know I need to come out here and share what I do, who I am, encourage, empower, educate. And as you do that, the right people that God has aligned for you to help and impact, they will find you. Right? Because nowadays our world has become very virtual. And I get messages from people from different parts of the world. And what if I decided, you know what, with all the life experiences and the life lessons that I learned and the knowledge that I gained through some of the life obstacles that I went through and overcame, I'll keep those to myself. Well, people would not know what I do and the services I offer to help them in their life journey. So I hope and pray. Oh, and I wanted to share the last one, which is very important, and I think this should have been the first one. All of us have been given an inner voice. And for me, I call him the Holy Spirit, the greatest teacher. And some people will call that inner voice your intuition or your gut instinct. Whatever you call it, learn to listen to that inner voice. Because a lot of times we're so busy, bombarded by different voices, different opinions, right? That we never take the time to be still and listen. Pay attention to what the Holy Spirit or your inner voice is telling you. Because a lot of time you simply need to ask, okay, God, why am I here? Who are the people that I'm meant to impact and serve? What is that business idea? If you feel inclined to be in business, ask God, what is that business idea that you've given me that is supposed to impact lives and help solve problems or be an answer to communities, right? Whatever it is God has called you to be, and whatever it is you feel inclined to. Because a lot of times, if you look at the last couple searches you've done on your phone or on your internet, they should be a pattern that pops up and shows you, okay, these are the things I commonly search for. These are the podcasts that I listen to. These are the people that I follow. You will find that, oh, I'm able to resonate with these people or this podcast or these books, right? So take the time to be still, answer the questions that I've put on the link. Please click the link and get those, download the questions, answer them, because there are people waiting for you, waiting for the solutions you have to offer, waiting for you to step into your greatness unapologetically, right? So as I end, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for taking the time to even listen to the podcast. I know there's so many other podcasts you could be listening to. And for those of you who are interested, I do offer coaching. And one of the things I really specifically focus on is helping you uncover those obstacles that keep you stuck and stagnant so you can step into your greatness unapologetically. And I will put also my email, my business email. You can email us at hello@holistichealthwealthpreneur.com. That's hello@holistichealthwealthpreneur.com. And we'll be announcing our next masterclass. And it's a 7 weeks class that help you uncover and get to the roots of those things that have been keeping you stuck and stagnant. Because it is your time to flourish and finally get off the sidelines and step into your greatness. You've watched and followed a lot of people. You have partnered with so many people. You have given and you have participated in a lot of forums and conferences, etc. But I want you to know this is your time. You also have something to offer that the world needs. And I will help you uncover that in our next masterclass that I'll be announcing soon. But either way, you can also go to holistichealthwealthpreneur.com. We have a lot more blogs we've written, their coaching, and you can also book a free 45 minutes breakthrough session that will help me see if I can be of help to you. All right? Let me know your takeaway from today. I am honored that you took the time to listen. Caroline Beatty Day. And remember, it is your time. And I want you to say it out loud. It is my time to get off the sidelines and step into my greatness unapologetically, because God created me for a reason. And it's my time to find out what that reason is. All right? Be blessed. Have a great evening. Caroline Beatty Day here. It is such an honor to serve. And I pray that you have an amazing, amazing new season as you take this step of moving forward from that place that has kept you stuck and stagnant. All right? Be blessed. Caroline Beatty Day. You take care, guys.